Hello everyone, JC De Guzman here once again for our daily top 5 gainers and top 5 losers analysis. This is for June 25 in preparation for the next trading day on Wednesday. And as always, I'm going to talk about 10 different stocks. I will give you my technical analysis, then I'm going to synthesize that so I can give you my overall sentiment together with my recommendations. For the sake of the sake of the new subscribers, let me remind you that everything that I'm going to say in this video is for short-term trading purposes. Don't apply it for long-term investing. Although some strategies can still be applied for long-term investing, but the overall content in this video is for short-term trading purposes. Okay? So by the way, our trade and volume distribution charts are already posted on the thread that I created for June 25, 2019. So just check our forum for those trade and volume distribution charts. Okay, so moving forward, what I'm going to do in our daily video is that I'm going to publish the trade and volume distribution charts for the 10 stocks that I'm going to discuss. And then whenever I record a video, I'm not going to go back and forth to those charts so that we can have so that I could ignite your interest, or so that it could spark the interest to have a conversation between you and me inside our private clients forum. Anyway, you already know how and when we use our trade and volume distribution chart, right? You should already know by now. If you have been watching the past videos for maybe for the past 90 days or so, you should have already familiarized yourself when, how, and why do we talked about the trade and volume distribution charts. Okay, so let's begin with ALLHC. This has been in our daily videos for quite some time already. So here, it closed today at 3.83. It's at the brink of crossing above or breaking above its resistance at 3.86. Support is at 2.83. I'm seeing a perfect bullish alignment among its three simple moving averages, thereby increasing my sentiment, to have a data-driven belief that to say that ALLHC is poised to cross above the resistance at 3.86. The upward momentum remains strong. RSI still gives this stock more room to try to inch a little bit higher than the resistance at 3.86. Okay, but we never know. We never know if it will indeed break above 3.86 despite the fact that RSI is still quite distant from the classical overbought level. So that's why it's very important for you and me, for all of us, to have a trailing stop loss so that just in case the stock does not conform or does not agree or does not follow our data-driven bullishness, we have a fallback plan. Okay, and that is that's the job of our trailing stop loss. The formula for the trailing stop loss, new subscribers FYI, the formula for the trailing stop loss is in our quick start guide. So it's very important that you finish the quick start guide from cover to cover before you even jump into any other clickable items on your dashboard. It's very important. Otherwise, you'll end up having lots of questions than answers if you will jump immediately to these videos without reading the quick start guide with comprehension. Okay, that's basic. Let's follow the basic. Okay, and on the other hand, MACD is still below the signal line, although it's already poised to cross above the signal line. I'm seeing a bullish formation between MACD and the signal line. Okay, so my overall sentiment for ALLHC is still bullish. If you have had ALLHC since let's say since the first week of May, you can either hold your position if you'd like to, if you're still conservative on ALLHC, or you can also top up, add more shares. Where? Of course, not at any price, but within the dominant range that you can see on the trade and volume distribution chart of ALLHC on the thread for June 25th. in our private clients forum. Okay, for the new entrants, or for those who are planning to enter a new position, let me just show you this one. Hold on. Before you decide to enter a new position on ALLHC or on any stock, I suggest that you calculate your reward to risk ratio first. And it's very important for all of you to know the psychological resistance of ALLHC once it breaks above 3.86. And that's what I'm going to show you here. It's pegged near 4.86, which is in confluence with the 61.8% of the up Fibonacci extension that I have plotted. Okay, 4.86. Okay, so I am bullish on this stock, but for the new entrants, consider the possibility for profit taking to happen near 3.86 to 3.9. Okay, so it's up to you. Are you going to enter a new position on ALLHC now, or you would rather wait for it to break above 3.86 or 3.9? Okay, so the answer is yours. You can't get the answer from my mouth by I'm not going to tell you yeah go ahead and buy it at below while it's below 3.9, or yeah go ahead and buy it only once it breaks above 3.9. No, I'm not going to say that, because I don't know your circumstances. I don't know where that money is allotted in your life, or I don't know your risk tolerance for this one. So my job here is to tell you my overall sentiment based on these horizontal, vertical lines that you're seeing right here. My job is to give you my synthesis after reading these numbers. So I'm bullish on ALLHC, but consider your situation or circumstances together with your investment horizon and risk tolerance in coming up with a go or no go decision on whether you will trade the stock or not. Okay, nonetheless, I am bullish on ALLHC. Okay, if you have follow-up questions, let's say something's not quite clear, you can ask in our private clients forum. Okay, next, ABA. ABA closed today at 0.86. It's also at the brink of crossing above its resistance at 0.86, just like the previous stock. Support is at 0.53. Where's the psychological resistance once it breaks above 0.86? It's at 1.07, aligned with the 61.8% extension of the up Fibonacci. Okay? So for those who are planning to enter a new position in this stock, as always, do not forget to calculate your reward to risk ratio first. Unless and until you are satisfied with your potential reward over the potential risk, do not do a test buy unless and until you are happy with your reward to risk ratio. Okay? MACD is still above the signal line. I'm also seeing a perfect bullish alignment among the three simple moving averages of Abacor. RSI is super close to its classical overbought level. So, FYI. There's also a possibility for Abacor to bounce away, meaning to say it will go down once it touches 0.86 to 0.9 perhaps. Okay, this RSI score might entertain a profit taking between 0.86 to 0.9. So for those who are planning to enter a new position, you think twice. Will I buy now, or will I wait if Abacor still have more gas to break above 0.9? That's the question that only you can answer. Okay? Because I cannot answer that question for you. Again, I do not know your risk tolerance or your risk appetite. I don't know. What I know is that the upward momentum is still very strong. So there's a possibility. There are two strong possibilities here. It can either break above 0.86 because of the strong upward momentum, because the signal line and the positive DMI are not downward sloping yet, because today's volume engulfed the size of the past of the daily volume of the past few trading days. Because what? Because foreign investors registered a net foreign buying worth 25 million pesos. Okay, there's a strong possibility for it to break above 0.86, but there's also a strong possibility for profit taking, a massive profit taking to happen between 0.86 to 0.9. So you tinker, you strike a good balance between those data driven probabilities, okay, before you do a test buy, okay, because I know you will get an attractive reward to risk ratio if you're going to calculate your RRR right now. Why? Because you're going to treat 0.86 as your support, and you're going to treat 1.07 as your uh, resistance. Of course, the reward to risk ratio will be on your favor, but I suggest you consider those two data driven strong probabilities before you jump into the decision to do a test buy on Abacor. Okay? For the new entrants, my suggestion is that you wait for a breakout. That's a confirmation of the sustainability of the ascent in price. For the new entrants, for the newbies, okay? For the newbies. For the experienced ones, okay, it's up to you if you'd like to preempt the breakout. If you will jump right away, even before you see the breakout happening. How about for those who have had Abacor? Do I suggest doing a top up? I don't suggest doing a top up for now. I suggest that you wait for a breakout, hold your position. Once you see a strong breakout above 0.86, supported with volume, price and volume, those two, very important. Okay. Once you see a breakout, a confirmation of the breakout, and the 4-point criteria are present, 4-point criteria, you know that already by now. Okay. And then that's the time that you consider topping up on your position. But for now, I suggest that you hold your position and strictly follow your trailing stop loss. Do an upward adjustment every time Abacor uh, registers a price higher than where it is at the moment. Okay, so there you go for my sentiment for Abacor. I'm bullish on this stock. Let's talk about CHP. CHP closed above the 3.13. Okay, 3.13, and support is at 2.88. Resistance is at 3.61. I am also seeing a perfect bullish alignment among its three simple moving averages. MACD is still moving above the signal line. RSI still has more space still has a few more steps to take before it touches the classical overbought level. The upward momentum, it appears the positive DMI is distant from the negative DMI, but the upward momentum is still not in a very strong category. Okay, so here, still I'm bullish on CHP, but for the new entrants, make sure that you calculate your reward to risk ratio. There's your resistance at 3.61. Okay, for the new for those who have had CHP, congratulations. You should have been making a lot of profit, especially if you are loyal to our 10 SMA and MACD combination for the conditions of that combo. Congratulations for those who spotted that buy signal for CHP. Okay, could you post could you post your experience, your or simply put, could you tell me in our forum if you have been trading CHP, and what's your experience regarding with regard to following the conditions of our 10 SM and MACD combination? Could you post that in our forum? Okay, so I'm bullish on CHP. Next, we have PHEN. PHEN closed today at 2.73. Support is at 2.16. Resistance is at 2.77. Okay, and I'm also still seeing a bullish alignment among its three simple moving averages. However, MACD is still moving below the signal line, but I'm seeing that it's already upward sloping. The last line here is upward sloping. This was actually the positioning of MACD below the signal line was influenced uh, by the correction that happened starting June 14 until June 24, a 10-day technical correction, sideways movement on the stock of PHEN. But if you let's say applied maybe 5 or 7 or maybe 10% risk tolerance percentage on your trailing stop loss, I think you should have not been stopped out yet on PHEN since the day that you enter a new position in the last week of April or maybe in the first week of May. What's up with the last week of April and the last week of May? Well, that was the period when the conditions of our 10 SMA and MACD combination, our buy signal, came through. So again, if you applied 7 to 10% risk tolerance percentage on PHEN, I am confident that you were not tapped out, you were not stopped out. Meaning to say your trailing stop loss was not triggered between June 14 to June 24. So congratulations for being disciplined enough to have in following our strategy here, not just when it comes to entering a new position, but also when it comes to protecting your gains, preserving your capital, and in preventing unbearable losses by using a trailing stop loss. Okay. The upward momentum remains strong. RSI is still quite distant from the classical overbought level. So let's see here. Let me show you the resistance. If it breaks above 2.77, your next resistance is at 3.35. Okay, I am bullish on PHEN. Okay, next we have CPG. It closed today at 0.6. And support is at 0.56, resistance is at 0.64, which is aligned to the 61.8% extension of the up Fibonacci. MACD is also still below the signal line, but it's already poised to, I'm seeing a formation of a bullish convergence between MACD and the signal line, courtesy of today's green candlestick. The positive DMI, here's an interesting thing here. Based on my DMI histogram, the upward momentum remains strong. So meaning to say the bulls have not given up totally yet, despite the seemingly technical correction that has been happening since the last week of May. Okay, and volume is still attractive to me on this chart of CPG. Okay, I'm not seeing any volatility related concern on the chart of CPG. So if you would like to do a test buy and you can't wait for MACD to cross above the signal line, before you do that, make sure that all 4-point criteria are present on CPG. Again, for the sake of the new listeners. Although if you will watch the previous videos, you will know what these 4-point criteria are, but anyway, I'm going to mention them in this video. First, the last candlestick should be green. Secondly, the last price should be higher than the volume-weighted average price, VWAP. You can see VWAP here, right, on my screen. VWAP. I'm using First Metrosec Pro. Okay, 0.59. VWAP is at 0.59, closing price is at 0.60 for CPG. So the second condition is met. Third condition, volume should be at least higher than the 50% of the 10-day volume average. Here it is. So it is higher. So the third condition is also met. Fourthly, the fourth condition is that the dominant range should be closer to the intraday high than the intraday low. Where will you find that? Of course, in our forum, I mentioned earlier that the trade and volume distribution chart of these 10 stocks are already posted in that thread for June 25. So take a look at that thread. And by the looks of this price action, the position, the VWAP, and the closing price, I am 99.99% sure that the dominant range of CPG is closer to the intraday high than the intraday low. So all 4-point criteria are met on CPG's chart. So if you would like to preempt the 10 SMA and MACD combo, you can do so because the 4-point criteria are present. But I only suggest preempting the 10 SMA and MACD combination to the experienced, to the very disciplined traders. For the newbies, for the relatively new, into trading, I suggest that you wait for the confirmation of our 10 SMA and MACD combination. Do not do these preemption techniques yet for the newbies. Okay, you have to learn. You have to start by buying once confirmations appear. Only when you see some confirmations. Okay, so do not preempt. Leave that to the experienced ones. As you gain experience, you will get there. So don't hurry. Do not rush when it comes to building your experience, your knowledge-based experience when it comes to trading or investing. Okay? So I am bullish on CPG. I am bullish on CPG. Okay? All right, next, MRC. MRC closed today at 0.33. Support is at 0.29. We can see that 0.30 already. Resistance is at 0.487. Okay, we can also plot a midterm resistance somewhere here. We can do that. So there's a midterm resistance somewhere. Maybe right here. Okay, at 0.37. We can say that's a midterm resistance. 0.37. So MACD is still moving above the signal line. However, the negative DMI is still hovering the positive DMI. How about our 10 SMA and MACD combination? Has it already been met? Yes, it is. The price is moving above the 10 SMA and MACD is moving above the signal line. I don't see any liquidity issue or volume related concern for MRC as of today's trading. So those who are anticipating or looking for satisfied conditions of the 10 SMA and MACD combination, MRC is one of them. Okay, so you can do a test buy on MRC, but not at any price. Make sure that you do a test buy within the dominant range that you can see on trade and volume distribution chart of MRC, which you will find in the thread for June 25 in our private clients forum. Okay, RSI is in the neutral level, so this adds up more. This gives me more confidence that RSI still has more gas to test the midterm resistance at 0.37, especially when this kind of volume will continue or will be sustained. Okay, you can do a test buy, but I suggest don't go all in on MRC. On one hand, it's still in the liquidation. It's still liquidating. Okay, it has been in the liquidation stage since when? Since the second week of April. As far as this period is concerned, the period between April to June. But if we're going to expand the chart, it has been in a downtrend since when? Since the first quarter of last year. Okay, but so we're just going to what we're trying to do here is to make some profit trading the range, not to trade the trend, because there's no positive trend yet on MRC. So we will just trade the range. So you've heard me say before that I'm not between trading ranges and trading trends. I'm more interested to trade trends, not ranges. So again, this trade setup is only for those who have the appetite to trade ranges. Okay, so if trading ranges is not your thing, it's not your stuff, or it's not your cup of tea, then avoid MRC for now. Okay, next we have SEVN. SEVN closed today at 139. Support is at 125.4. Resistance is at 139.65. So profit taking was happened near that price point since RSI. I think it was triggered by the RSI touching the overbought level or overbought area. Okay, I'm seeing some volatility related concerns on 7. So here's the thing, even when the 10 SMA and MACD combinations are met, if I'm seeing some liquidity issues or volatility volume related concerns on the stock, I will be I will be half-hearted to trade that stock. So I'm just sharing with you my personal outlook when it comes to trading. But it's all up to you if you would like to take the risk and trade 7. But as far as my personal outlook or sentiment is concerned, as much as possible, I'm going to stay away from stocks that have some irregularities when it comes to volume. You know, especially 7. Take a look at the daily volume. You can see some spikes. So these are irregularities. Okay, these are irregularities on the daily volumes of 7. So it's hard to liquidate my position, especially when I trade, let's say, a 7-digit worth of a capital, a 7-digit capital on a particular stock. Okay, so there you go. But nonetheless, the technical signals tell me that 7 is still bullish. Okay, 7 is still bullish. So if you are a high risk trader and you are interested to trade range, to trade 7, I suggest that you wait for a breakout above 139. Okay, if the 4-point criteria remain present above 139.65, okay, then you can consider doing a test buy. Now, for those who have had 7, I suggest that you remain strict, that you strictly follow your trailing stop loss. So if you followed the 10 SMA and MACD combinations and you spotted that thing happening last May 14, wow, congratulations. You were able to enter a new position between 114 to 116 and selling between 139 to 140, was already a jackpot for you. So congratulations. So please post in our private clients forum as well if you were able to spot that confirmation of a buy signal last in the second week of May, 10 SMA and MACD combination. Okay. Next we have MHC. MHC closed today at 0.63. It broke below the midterm resistance, which is now midterm support at 0.65, which is now acting as its midterm resistance. Support is at 0.5. MACD is still moving above the signal line, but it's already downward sloping. The positive DMI is still above the negative DMI, even though you are seeing an ADX score of 45 points. I don't suggest entering a new position on MHC because it might just continue. It might just continue to. What it's doing right now is that it's filling the gap. It's filling the gap down. So don't enter a new position on MHC yet. Okay, do not. It's either you wait for the confirmation or satisfaction of the conditions of our 10 SMA and MACD combination, or you wait for the presence of the 4-point criteria before you entertain the idea of doing a test buy on MHC. I'm seeing some volume-related concerns as well, so that does not motivate me to be interested in trading MHC, at least for now. Okay, I am bearish on MHC. Next, we have AT at last. It closed today at 2.65. It's at the brink of breaking below the support at 2.65. Resistance is at 3.18. If it breaks up below 2.65, your next support is at 2.30. I'm seeing a bearish convergence between MACD and the signal line. RSI together with the other lines here are all downward sloping already. The positive DMI is about to register a death cross below the negative DMI, and that adds up to my bearishness for this stock. So don't trade AT yet. Don't enter a new position. Wait for it to break below 2.65. Sure, does it mean I'm going to buy it once it touches 2.64? No, that's not how we translate things here. What you need to do is it's either you wait for the satisfaction of the conditions of our 10 SMA and MACD combination, or you preempt that by waiting for the appearance of the 4-point criteria. Okay? For the newbies, I suggest that you do not preempt the 10 SMA and MACD combination. For the experienced and highly disciplined traders, go ahead. You can do the preemption technique by spotting those 4-point criteria that we always check. When they are present, do a test buy. Again, newbies, don't. I strongly suggest not to do the preemption technique yet. You will get there as you gain experience, but don't hurry. Okay. I want you to have a more profitable than painful experience. Okay, trading the stock market. Okay, I'm just protecting you. But at the end of the day, it's your call. Okay, so it's your call. I don't hold your mouse. I don't hold the mouse on your key, the mouse on your, the trackpad on your laptop. Okay, so to speak. All right. Anyway, I'm bearish on 80. Last but not the least, we have APC. APC closed today at 0.47. Support is at 0.46. Resistance is at 0.51. If it breaks below 0.46, wait near 0.4. And as far as the price action in the past few trading days is concerned, I suggest not doing a test buy on APC yet. Might as well wait for it to break below 0.46. Okay, wait below 0.46. I'm seeing some volume related concerns, especially between March all the way to June. A 3 month, well, not just 3 months, but yeah, it's quite hard to trade this kind of a stock with this kind of a daily volume if you are trading with a capital that's worth 7 digits and above. You're going to buy and sell to yourself. If you're going to sell, then that will influence heavily the intraday sentiment for the stock, because if you're going to sell with a 7 digit capital, it's like you're the market mover. Yeah, you're going to be the market mover. So definitely, if you're going to sell at least half of your 7 digit portfolio for this stock, if you have it, you're going to drive, you're going to influence, you're going to inject a bearish sentiment for that stock. So it's really that's the reason why I am particular with volume before I enter a new position on a stock. Okay, I don't like to be the market mover, especially when it comes to selling. Okay, all right. So I'm bearish on APC. Okay, you have heard my technical analysis and overall sentiment for these 10 stocks. If you have follow-up questions, feel free to ask in our private clients forum. Again, refer to the trade and volume distribution charts of these 10 stocks on the thread for June 25th, 2019. My name is JC De Guzman. See you in the forum.